Hi guys, welcome to 2 months to CAT video. In this video I'm going to talk about how to prepare for CAT for the last 2 months because this is the crucial time. Trust me, you have been joining a coaching institute, you have not joined any coaching institute. Everyone is in the same loop. You might have joined earlier because being an Indian student we are used to work hard in the last few months, especially last few days. Fine. So with 2 months to time remaining for CAT, trust me, you have more than sufficient time to crack the exam. Fine. In fact, we have more students joining us now than they used to join us earlier. Fine. Why? Because A, we are used to working hard towards the end, being an Indian student, especially engineers. I'm an engineer, so I'll give you my example that I always used to work hard in the last few days for the exams. So same thing we are going to work here. Now we have got 2 months of time. Trust me, remember my words, time is not a problem. The problem is how much efforts you're going to put in. How much time you can dedicate towards this CAT exam for the last few months is what is going to count now. Fine. So how I'm going to start with now is first of all start with the basics. So because this is again last few months are remaining, but still I want you to do the basics. For example, if you've joined Cetking books, you'll be getting 3 books in parts. Your phase 1 books is your basic books which you've got earlier, the ones you have joined us. The advanced book is for the CAT. The phase 2 books is only for the CAT exam, and later on we'll send you phase 3 ka books. So what I want you to do is how I want you to strategize yourself is basically do your CAT basics and advanced both in parallel, because you can't live with one thing. You can't live just with the basics by doing the basics or by advanced. So how I want you to do is I want you to say like a whole week you do basics and one particular day you pick up the advanced. That way you can do, or you can do that other way around, that you do one topic wise. Today you do numbers. So you picked up 30 questions from your basic books. I'm not talking about any CET books. In general, if you're taking up any books, so pick up 30 questions from the basic books or basics and 10 or 15 questions from the advanced level to get a flavor of this is the kind of a question you're going to get. If you have joined Cetking, we have sent phase 2 books. If you've joined in class or online, phase 2 books are all actual paper of CAT exam. Fine, because the things which are going to get in phase 2, numbers, equations, geometry, you've not seen those questions in the basics. Fine. So complete the basics and then move to the advanced level. Fine. But again, even if you're joining any coaching institute, or even if you ask me how to prepare for CAT in last 1 week, I will still recommend you to do the basics, because without doing the basics, you can't move forward. You won't understand anything in the advanced level. Fine. Okay, moving on to the next part, Quant section, which is the most important section for everyone. If you are an engineer, you like to work hard on this area, so you think more about Quant. If you are non-engineer, then you still think more about Quant because it's your weak area. So everyone is, the main area of improvement is Quant as well, no doubt. The main part of the Quant is scoring, it's always scoring. So in CAT, there are 30 questions in Quant section. Fine. So the main part is there are not 30 questions, there are only 20 questions of Quant, and remaining 10 questions are of data interpretation. Fine. Data interpretation for me is not Quant, it's a pure common sense thing. Fine. So I'll talk about DI afterwards. So let's talk about the first 20 questions of Quant, how they are going to be in the exams. So this is your typical breakup for last 6 years paper. So on the top you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the last 6 year paper. And these are topic wise breakup of all the questions in last 6 years. Fine. If you see one thing, that over the years, equation, numbers, geometry are the 3 most important areas, followed by function. If you have seen my earlier video, which is the temperature check video, I want you to see that video again so that you understand what I'm talking about. Fine, so please go to the temperature check video once so that you understand what I'm talking about. So equations, number, geometry, these are the 3 areas which I want you to work on. Fine, followed by the other areas. So how I want you to strategize, right now do everything. I don't want you to give you the important topics now. I'll talk about the important topic in last 1 month. My next month video, which is a 1 month to CAT video, will contain all these things. What topic to do, what topic to leave, exactly the way we used to do in the school college days. Important topics we used to do easy, or the unimportant topic you should leave. But right now everything is important for you, so please do everything. Fine. So for the next 30 days, how I want you to do is, how I want you to cover up basics of all these topics. Fine. For example, tomorrow if you open a book and tell you, do you know permutation combination, you should know how to solve the question of permutation combination. Time is not important. How much time you take to solve the question is not important. Same for your functions, graphs, geometries, everything. I want you to do all the questions from your basics. Fine. So that, and obviously advanced level will go along with that. So basically how I want you to do in last 2 months, about this is my timetable for last 2 months. So month 1 and month 2. Fine. Month 1, I want you to complete everything at one level, finish up your syllabus 1, so that you are going to the last month with at least some basic level of information. Then in the last 1 month, we'll pick up all the important topics and do them or revise everything. So we're going to finish your syllabus once and we're going to revise everything second time. So you've done your syllabus twice before you go for the exams. Fine. So afterward will come the other areas, which are the logical reasoning, graphs, logarithms, maximum, minima, percentages, ratios, Venn diagram. So that we'll talk about later on. Next important things are the actual papers. What I want you to do is, if you've got Cetking books there, you got everything. Otherwise, I want you to solve 1990 to 2012 all actual papers. Fine. Before you go for the CAT ka paper. Fine. All of you being an Indian student, we are used to working hard in last few days from the last year papers. I always used to do last 5-year papers before I go for every exam during my engineering days. Same thing here from 1990 to 2012. If you see all these papers, you know what kind of a paper you're going to get. Fine. Out of this, avoid the papers which are there from 2005 to 2008. Because from 2005 to 2008, the paper used to be nonsense. Very, very difficult. So please avoid those papers. Most of the coaching institutes started at that era. Fine. So that's why their mocks are very, very tough. Trust me, your CAT paper is not very, very tough. CAT paper is manageable. It's doable. I won't say it's easy, but I'll say it's manageable. If you study, you will be able to do that. Fine. अगर पढ़ाई नहीं है तो कहाँ से आएगा? Obviously. Fine. So if you're not studied at all, then obviously how will you score exam in the exam? Alright. So apart from these 4 years that you can avoid or that you can do on later on, so I want you to target this thing. Fine. Move to the second part, which is the data interpretation. So 10 questions, which is 33% of the CAT quant section, is going to be based on data interpretation, which is always easy to do. Fine. So tables, bar chart, long tables, data DI miscellaneous, bar chart. So again the breakup of last 6 years. If you see here, bar chart and table are the two most commonly used topic in CAT. So I want you to work on these two areas more than the area. But right now you can do whatever the way you are doing. So please carry on doing things. And like every alternate day, you pick up the time to do DI. That is what I want you to work on, and for the other areas. So same thing here. 1 month finish up everything, and next month we are going to revise everything again. Alright, let's move to the next section, which is your verbal ability. So again, verbal ability, 30 questions total. Within that 30 questions, 20 questions or to 21 questions are based on verbal, and 9 questions is based on logical reasoning, LR. So again, verbal section, there's only 20 questions which you are scared of, and logic 9 questions. So every engineer who is good in quant is weak in verbal. Two things for that: A, you are scared of verbal. B, you are not put in any effort to improve verbal. Fine. Even I used to be the same thing. I used to spend around, if I get 4 hours every day, I have to spend 3 hours on maths and 1 hour on verbal. Fine. So I want you to divide your time accordingly for verbal and quant. Fine. Again, breakup wise from the verbal section, last 6 year papers. So if you see, half of the paper is reading based. Fine. So half of your paper is RC based, so which I want you to work on, followed by your paragraph, vocab, all these things. So if you see my temperature check video, I'm again talking about that video because I've given you the complete breakup about what is important CAT, what is not important CAT. So please search on YouTube for the temperature check for CAT exam. Fine, don't just search for the temperature check for CAT. They'll give you the how to check a temperature of a cat, and they have given you very, very nasty ways to do that. Please don't see that video. Fine, just look at search for the CAT exam temperature check. You will see that video. It's a 15-minute video. Will give you a complete overview about how to prepare for the exam. Alright, so all these things. So I've divided your CAT preparation verbal section into RC, which is a reading based question. Fine. Critical reasoning, parajumbles, and paragraph completion. These are all LR based things. Yeah. And vocab, grammar. So vocab and grammar. So these are 4 areas of the verbal section which you have to work on. Out of that, 50% or 33% of the total verbal section is based on RC. 33% RC, Further, approximately 33 to 35% is LR. Fine, only this part. And remaining topics, around 4 to 5 questions out of 30 questions will be based on your vocab and grammar. Fine, but these are your two main important areas. Alright, so I want you to work on that. Next part of the mocks, I want you to start taking your mocks if you have not yet started the mock, to start taking the mocks. And how I want you to do it the mocks, don't take very tough mock to start off with. Fine. First phase, let's say this month, next 15 days, and last 15 days. So we have got with 60 days. So 30 days, 50 days, 15 days. I want you to do around 1 to 2 mocks every week. So probably you will be able to complete in the next 30 days. If you're taking a mock every 3 days, so you will be able to take around 10 to 15 mocks now. Fine. And then later on in the last 1 month, we'll increase the pace and the number of mocks will also increase accordingly. So 15 days or every alternate day mocks. So 7 mocks probably here. Last 15 days, you can go up to daily mock. So 15 days, 15 mocks, up to 15 mocks. So 30, probably on 30 to 35 mocks you need from now till your CMAT exam, till your CAT exam. So that will be day. Right now your percentile is not important. Even if you are scoring right now around 70 percentile, that is more than sufficient to crack IIMcall. Fine. A 70 percentile in your mock score is a very good percentile, trust me, because you have not finished your syllabus. I understand you can argue that a lot of people are there who are already scoring 99 percentile. All those people are repeaters. They have already taken CAT last year. So you will become their competition from next month onwards. Right now you are not their competition. Right now your target is to finish the basics. So if you have joined Cetking mock engineering program, we already have around 50 mocks online. The main part is a mock taking strategy, which is more important. So how to strategize your mock will be more important. I'll go into that detail in the last 1 month, but I can give you an overview here that I want you to divide your mock strategy into 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and trust me, if you are able to manage your mocks, you can easily increase your score by up to 20 to 30 marks. So phase 1, I want you to work on the accuracy building. Don't worry about your speed and how much question you do. The main thing is accuracy. You do 10 questions, but you make sure you could do 9 questions right. Second part will be your attempt, speed. How to increase the speed so that you can go up to from 20 to 10 questions done to 20 questions done. Last is the acceleration that will get you 99 percentile in CAT. These are the 3 phases which I want you to work on. Fine. So the mock engineering program is actually based about, talks about it, and trust me, on our side there are more videos on the strategy videos than the mocks. So that will take care of all your heat map strategies, and everything is there online. Heat map strategy is a wonderful tool which actually increases your score by 20 marks by just fine tuning your strategies. Fine. And attempt wise from CAT exam point of view, out of 30 questions in quant section, you have to solve minimum 20 questions right in quant and 20 questions right in verbal to get a 99 percentile, which is more than sufficient to crack any exam, to get a call. If you make it from 20 to 22, you can expect a 99 percentile, 90.99 percentile. Trust me, the difference between 99.99 rank 1 and 99 percentiler is just 2 extra questions right per section. And again, difference between a 95 percentiler and a 99 percentiler is again 2 questions less. 88 percentiler and 95 percentiler is again 2 questions less. Fine. So that is a motamoti breakup of all my students in the last few years, which I've given you here. Alright, next part is a study plan. Let's talk about that, because every coaching institute and everyone is talking about study this, study that, but no one talks about how to study. Fine. So I'm going to give you a plan here for the working and non-working people. Fine. So for the people who are working, you have got 3 hours every day. If you can spend 3 hours every day. So 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour every day, morning, evening, night, or 2 hours in the morning, 1 in the night, 1 in the morning, 2 hours in the night. So whichever way you study, 3 hours is minimum required. If you can't spend 3 hours on CAT exam preparation or other exam preparation, then don't take the exam. Stop the video, stop your MB preparation, because you're not going to get a good rank. Fine. Unless you work hard on the weekend and cover up the time. Fine. If you're non-working, spend 2 hours every day. 2 hours morning, 2 hours afternoon, 2 hours in the night. So 2 hours study session is more than sufficient. I don't want you to be sitting for 20 hours on the screen or on the books, but texting and doing time pass. So 2 hours is serious, non-stop study, nonsense studies in which I want you to work on. Fine, so this is our weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fine, one day you need a holiday. So let's keep, for example, Sunday as a holiday. Sunday, for example, if you have joined Cetking, Sunday you are only attending the workshop. Or if you have joined it online, you are only attending the workshop online and you're taking a mock. So psychologically it's off, you are not doing any books. So you got one day off for yourself. But you are studying, obviously you are doing a workshop and you are doing your mocks. So one day in a week left out. For the rest of the day, how I want you to do is, I want you to do one day verbal, one day quant. One day verbal, one day quant. I don't want you to be like me, what I used to do every day quant. 2 hours quant and 1 hour verbal, that also half-heartedly. Fine. So if you're spending 4 hours on verbal for a working people and 2 hours on verbal for a non-working people, trust me, is more than sufficient time to crack the exam. And if you've studied verbal in the morning, in the evening you can do DI. Because trust me, DI and logic are the most ignored areas and they are equally scoring. DI is equally important as your RC. DI is equally important as your half of the quant. And the day you did morning quant, do LR in the evening. So DI, LR, DI, LR. If you see the chart which I have drawn here is basically like a gym. If you've ever been to a gym, what they give you, they rotate your exercise schedule. One day exercises is one day cardio, one day weights, or one day chest, one day biceps, one day legs. So they keep on rotating so that your body don't get used to the same study pattern. So same thing I'm recommending here, that keep on moving or keep on trying, keep on doing new things every day. For example, if I'm studying every day morning verbal from today till my CAT exam for next 2 months, trust me, in 1 week's time you'll be bored. You'll be bored to death. So let's try to rotate everything and score well. Next is the logic section, which is our most ignored area, which have around 33% weightage in the verbal section, but no one thinks about that, no one talks about that, and no one studies about that. Fine. So again, if I talk about CAT ka last 6-year paper, the most dominating area is your puzzles. Fine. Out of 10 questions, 8 are a puzzle. One question will be based on FIJ, which is your fact, inference, judgment, or truth, liar, or anything else. Fine. But your main thing is puzzles. So from today till your CAT exam, every alternate you are doing a puzzle. Fine. If you got Cetking advanced book, trust me, there are more than sufficient books for your cracking the exam. That will cover up everything from the LR point of view as well. Alright, next is GK section. Now I'm sure you'll be surprised that why I'm talking about GK here, because CAT doesn't have a GK. Why I'm talking about GK is because every other exam after CAT will have a GK. In CAT, anyone who scored 99 percentile plus have a good value. You are going to get a call from all the top 10 B schools in India. But if you're not able to score 99 percentile, GK have to be an integral part of your life. Secondly, your CAT results will come in Jan mid. By the time all the other exams will be over, so you can't afford to lose that or wait for the CAT results. Fine. So I wanted to study GK as well. Alright. Because GK from right now you can start with the newspaper. There's another video for GK which you can see, but right now newspaper or keeping yourself abreast with everything is more than sufficient. Fine. Next is a weak area. I want you to start improving a weak area. From the chart I gave you earlier, identify the areas where you need improvement. Maybe RC, maybe mass in quantity, maybe logarithms, percentages, profit and loss, geometry. So whichever is a weak area, I want you to start working on the weak area from today. Identify them and start killing them. Fine. Next is the shortcuts. I want you to innovate yourself, find out shortcut, because you are running against time. You are in a competition where you have to compete with other people. Fine. So if you can join Cetking cutoff clearing workshop, I'll be taking 6 workshops for quant and 6 workshops for verbal, which will cover up everything from quant and verbal point of view. Right from geometry, I call it visual geometry, in which we'll try to solve every question with a shortcut in CAT, last 20 year CAT papers. Vedic numbers, equations and polynomials, the dirty quant, which is the modern maths, arithmetic and DI without pen. 6 workshops. Trust me, for DI it will take you more time to read the question than to solve the question if you have done the workshop. Same for verbal, RC in half the time, grammar, vocab, fill in the blanks, para jumpers, paragraph completion, critical reasoning and logical reasoning. So again 12 workshop total that will cover up everything here. Fine. So if you are based in Mumbai and Pune, if you want to join us for the classroom program, so please join us for the classroom program, and I will be taking all the workshops for Quant, and Rahul will be taking all the workshop for verbal. So both of us will be across all the centers, or you can join us for the online program if you are based outside Mumbai. For us. And this workshop will, trust me, cover up everything you need to know from the CAT point of view. Fine. To summarize everything, we talked about the basics, important areas you have to work on. Weak areas, you have to improve your weak areas. Shortcuts, identify your shortcuts. You can join Cetking workshops. Starting the mocks, every 3 days you have to take one mock. Actual paper is very, very important. And most importantly, keep an eye on the other exams as well, because after your CAT, every month there are going to be other exams, Symbiosis, Narsimonji, ZAT, CMAT. So please keep an eye on the other exams as well. Fine. So you can contact me. You can join me on Facebook. Please join me on Facebook, so you can ask your queries to me online. Facebook.com/Ravgan, or you can call us on 9820500380 to have any query, or you want to join us for the IIM Dream Team online. So we have a Facebook group, which is the CAT Dream Team. So you can join that Dream Team to ask about the questions and doubts. All right. All the best. Thank you.